everything's the name. Can't do changing the game, doing my thing in my own lane. Every time you see me, I'm hitting them switches, sliding through with something super vicious. Who is this? Mr. Everything's the name. Can't do changing the game, doing my thing in my own lane. Every time you see me, I'm hitting them switches, sliding through with something super vicious. Who is this?
What's going on, everybody? It's Mr. Everything, bringing y'all lowriders and horsepower, you dig? Rain, sleet, hail, snow, or shine, nothing and no one stops the grind, not even the haters on the sidelines. And today, I'm coming to y'all live and direct from the wood, where it's all good, you know what I mean? But I'm about to get into this motor thing. I'm gonna show y'all the big fail, you know what I mean? The ups and downs and all in between when trying to, you know, get your motor and stuff together. And it's just me, ain't nobody else for now anyway. So I'm just doing what I know. So I'm about to show y'all the big fail, and then we gonna show y'all part of the finish after the fail, you know what I'm saying? Because everything ain't all bad, you know. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, but if you have, thank you very kindly. And thank you for everybody who subscribes to this channel and watches it, you dig? So about to go in there, work on that thing, show y'all what it is, and I'll be back. Alright, so now we back with the Pontiac Transam motor. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take off this valve cover first. Got the screws in the middle. Let me get close for y'all. Got the screws in the middle. Gonna take this up out of there, move this hose to the side, or just take it off, because I mean it's just got a regular clamp on it. Take off this little stuff here and move the plug wires out the way. I'm gonna actually take this home because I'm gonna degrease it, clean it off real good, and put the gasket on, and then bring it back and slap it on. Then I'll do the other side either in this video or another video. Alright, now if you look close, I done took off the hose, so it's kind of running this way. It ain't major, I could have pulled it over, but I just went ahead and took the hose off, took the little PCV hose up out of there, took all the little bolts up out of there. Now about to try to weasel this thing out without getting that this hose here. I really don't want to try to take that off because I didn't bring those tools with me, so I'm gonna try to sneak this valve cover off with all of that. And it also looks like the compressor, AC compressor's in the way too, but we're gonna try to move around that. Alright, so I almost got this thing off. Have to take off this bolt, goes right there, because this whole line right here is what's going to stop you from getting that valve cover out of there. Lost some skin in the game, you see right there in the finger. Got to clean that on up, but we're going to pull this off real quick. Just get this on out the way. This is attached to the manifold, and that's running down there, so I'm about to take that off now. Alright, now I got that valve cover off, but it's gonna take a lot of work to get it back in, because I'm thinking I'm gonna have to take this thing off right here. So with that being said, this video might turn into what I was originally gonna go into, which is the thermostat gasket, you know what I'm saying? We gonna switch it up and do something more simple, and I'm gonna come back to this so y'all will see the progress of what this is once I figure out. I know these bolts right here, get it on up out of there, this part, but you still got this, and this is what's in the way of getting the valve cover back on. So once I find out what gets that out of there, then we can continue to put that valve cover back. So it's been real. We about to, you know what I'm saying, I'm still gonna degrease the valve cover that I got off already, get it all cleaned up. But we gonna roll with this one right here. You dig? Sometimes you win, sometimes you don't. So this ain't a loss. I just got to get all that stuff off, and I wiggled it up out of there. But it basically, this piece right here is what's gonna keep that valve cover from going right back on there. So I gotta get all that straightened out. Alright, so we back. Got some plastic over here, just, you know, so none of that extra little dust in the air gets in there. Now, as hard as the other side was to get off, this side here is super easy. There's nothing holding this valve cover, you know, there's nothing like restricting you from taking it off except for this bracket. That screw right, that bolt right there, or that nut right there has a bracket, which is right there. And that's the only thing that basically holds it down. And then if you look right here where the distributor cap is, those four holes where the those four inserts where the spark plug wires go into, take that off, and then this valve cover comes right off. So I know for sure I'm gonna go ahead and get this one done because I need to go home, clean off the valve cover itself, put the new gasket in, and then it's gonna be ready to go back on. I'll put some plastic over this one here too so that the dust and things don't get all up in there. And as for this side here, I talked to one of my dogs earlier, and he had a good idea because this actually is one of the things that keeps you from taking the valve cover off right here. I'm gonna get a little bit of a grinder and try to see if I could just grind off some of that. I gotta check again. I don't think it's necessarily this. I think it's one of these spots in here, and I'm gonna have to take a little grinder and like notch it out some so that the valve cover doesn't have any problem going back on. So that's a whole nother project. I ain't doing this one right away because I gotta get that grinder so I can take that wheel and notch out a little bit of that. I don't plan on running AC on this car right away anyway, so that's gonna be that with this whole situation with these valve covers, because I ain't going for it. It's too much of a problem on this side here. Alright, so I'm back, you know what I'm saying? Got the new valve cover gasket on here. When you're doing rubber gaskets, you don't necessarily have to have gasket sealer on it, but I've dealt with so much of this stuff over the years that I went ahead and put gasket sealer underneath the gasket so that the gasket stays in place when I go to put it back on, because it has little notches around it. You'll see on any gaskets they have little notches sometimes around them, and they'll hold into the valve cover. But then when you go to set the valve cover, made it to the engine, and a lot of times the gasket slips off. So I put gasket sealer on there to make sure that there's no slippage. And now it's time to put that bad boy back on. If you look at it now, it looks nice and clean, you know what I'm saying? Because I took it home, slapped that degreaser on there for any of y'all that just want to degrease y'all valve covers before you put them back on. I typically spray a whole bunch on, let it sit for about 15 minutes, rinse it down or wipe it off with a rag, whatever, and then repeat it for however dirty it is. So now about to slap that thing back on there. And so I don't tighten down one side more than the other. I basically start it right here, tighten down, and then I start the other end just to go ahead and basically make it snug evenly on both sides, and then I go for the middle. You could do it any way you want to do. I just kind of do stuff like that. When you got two sides to something, I typically snug them down like that. That's how I do it. And then also, you want to make sure that where you got your crankcase ventilation hose or PCV type hose, you want to make sure that that's in the right spot. Now I did take a picture of this motor from the beginning, so I do know that this is back in the right spot. Now we got this back on, this side back on, looking good and everything like that. And for this side right here, you know, you got to take a loss to be a boss. So we ain't gonna be doing this side this time. I gotta get me like a little grinder, put the valve cover back. I ain't even cleaned that valve cover yet, but I'm gonna clean it get ready to put it back, and when I put it back, I'm gonna see where it catches at, and then we gonna grind down whatever section of this we got to grind down to make it fit, you dig? Well, that wraps up this video for now. I actually did get the piece that I was supposed to get for the lowrider, got that thing in. Got a lot of installs to do now, you know what I'm saying? So I've been rounding up enough stuff. I got plenty of installing to do. But I thank y'all for watching this video. Hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, you know what I mean? Rain, sleet, hail, snow, or shine, nothing and no one stops the grind. Not even the haters on the sidelines. Mr. Everything, which is me, brings y'all low riders and horsepower. Till the next time, I'm out.